Watch closely as the janitor picks up the cash and tucks it under her pant leg, then she casually hands the bag back to the female manager as if nothing happened. The woman snaps at her, demanding to know why she touched her bag, but the janitor calmly says the bag was already on the floor when she walked over. The woman dismisses the janitor with a look of disgust and tells her to get out. She then pulls out an air freshener and starts spraying it around. Muttering that the janitor reeks something awful, the janitor trembles as she shuffles out of the office. She then slips into a corner and pulls the cash out from under her pant leg. Little did she know, the whole thing was spotted by Sarah from across the way. Moments later, an elderly man walks into the office. Turns out he had come to collect his pension payment. While the old man was filling out his form, the woman quietly slipped one of the envelopes into her bag. After the old man opened his envelope and checked it, he immediately said it was nowhere near enough. But the woman simply called out for the next person in line. As the old man stepped outside, the janitor quietly slipped him a stack of cash. The old man asked her who she was and thanked her sincerely. The janitor just told him it was what he deserved. As the janitor turned to leave, she ran into Sarah waiting around the corner. Sarah said that taking the cash wasn't really the janitor's responsibility, it was the office woman's wrongdoing. The janitor said she was stealing pension money from elderly people and that she wanted to do something to make her pay for it. But Sarah told the janitor not to worry, saying she wouldn't breathe a word and that she could help. She then pulled out her phone and called her son, who worked at the courthouse. A moment later, Sarah walked straight into the office. She showed her ID and filled out the paperwork just like everyone else. The woman once again stuffed an envelope into her own bag and handed Sarah only a tiny amount, but Sarah pushed back and said she had been shortchanged. Making it clear she knew exactly what the woman was up to, the woman played dumb and said she had no idea what Sarah was talking about. Sarah called her out directly, saying she had been stealing everyone's pension money. The woman broke into a cold sweat and offered to split it 3 ways with Sarah. Sarah held firm and said 50-50, and after some back and forth the woman tried to push for a 60-40 split. Sarah still wouldn't budge on 50-50, and the woman had no choice but to agree. Just as the woman reached into her purse, she found that all the cash inside had been swapped out for blank pieces of paper. She flew into a rage, insisting her money was gone and accusing Sarah of stealing it, but Sarah just said knowing who took it still beats stealing money from the elderly any day. That's when it hit the woman. It had to be the janitor. She stormed over to the janitor in a fury and kicked over her bucket. The janitor looked up and asked what was going on. The woman snapped that she had trusted her enough to let her clean her office, and she had gone ahead and stolen the cash right out of her bag. The janitor said she had no clue what she was talking about. The woman exploded and told her to drop the act. Then she started searching the janitor's body. Sure enough, she found the cash strapped to the janitor's leg. The woman immediately announced she was fired and told her to figure out how she was going to explain herself to the lawyer. Right then, the lawyer walked in and said he was the one who needed an explanation. He said he had been receiving a flood of complaints about pension payment issues. The woman quickly said it was all taken care of. She had caught the thief. But the lawyer said she was the real thief at that moment. Sarah stepped forward and told her to stop lying. The woman looked at her with contempt and said not her again, but the lawyer said that was his mother she was talking about. Seconds later, the woman was taken away by the detective.